Welcome to the Feel Fully training. And I am Louis Brantmeyer. I've been working on feeling my feelings for, let's see, at least a decade, probably since like 2011, 2012, when I first did the landmark form and realized I could cry in front of other people and tell them, hey, I'm full of shit, or I did something that left me incomplete in the past, or I had this experience of trauma or whatever. So my purpose in this video is to give you the range, the realm, and a set of tools to help you powerfully create an experience of reclaiming peace, love, joy, and bliss. I believe peace, love, joy, and bliss is your birthright. We're not here to feel happy, we're here to feel fully. And whenever we feel fully, whatever we haven't felt that we've been carrying around, suppressing, repressing, avoiding, we get to feel happier than we've ever felt because we're no longer expending all that emotional energy to pack and stack, to avoid, to repress. So let's see if we can do this in 30 minutes flat, right? The first thing is, what is emotional intelligence, fitness, and alchemy? Emotional intelligence is being able to feel and notice what you feel. Repeat after me. I can feel my feelings. I can love what I feel. It's okay to feel my feelings. If you want, you can start tapping on this is one of the heart points in emotional freedom technique, which comes in turn from traditional Chinese medicine and discussion of the meridians. I'm going to keep this off screen while I'm still doing so. So, emotional intelligence is knowing what you feel. Emotional fitness is being able to deal with what you feel. Emotional alchemy is a subtler process of being able to transmute what you feel, like pain, into fuel, such that it becomes a motivator for achieving more rather than suppressing it, rather than avoiding it, rather than because you can still numb out using EFT tapping and other things. Welcome to emotional intelligence. What I like to cultivate is a breakthrough chair, a place where I know that I'm going to do whatever it takes to feel through whatever I am feeling or dealing with, whatever's up in my body, the hologram of my nervous system, right? So tension in the stomach, anger on the face, tightness in the heart, whatever it is, right? And the most important thing you can do to feel into and through whatever comes up for you is mindfulness and equanimity. So, mindfulness is being precise in your awareness. I feel a tension in my stomach. On a scale of 0 to 10, it's at a 2. If it had a shape, it would be shaped like a rock. If it had a color, it would be color red or black or whatever. So, the more you quantify and the more you qualify through your imagination what you're feeling and where it is and how it's shaped and how intense it is, the more you're allowing it to be there. Equanimity is contained within mindfulness. Everybody repeat after me. I feel sad and I love that. So you could fill in the blank: sad, grief, anger, mad, whatever. I feel mad and I love that. Are you willing to love it? Can you love this too? Can you let it be whatever is? Can you see it without being it? Now, it is part of you, it is something going on inside of you, and yet there's nothing to do to fix it. Suffering comes from pain multiplied by resistance. We often resist what we feel. We clamp down on it, we avoid it, we numb out to it, we run away from it. You go where you live emotionally and you use your environment and the people in it to get you there. Love doesn't come from people, it comes through people when you tune to it. Abuse doesn't come from people, it comes through people when you tune to it, which points to the fact that you can tune to in you what you choose to feel. But you get to be real with what you haven't dealt with in you first. And then what arises from a clear channel and a clean nervous system, an open heart, because life is an 18-inch journey from the head through the emotions to the heart. If you take that journey, whenever you are dealing with something, grief, sadness, anger, pain, fear, whatever, right? What becomes available to you is a new you, a renewed you, a you that can hear you more clearly, intuitively. Intuition becomes clearer and sharper and cleaner and easier to access. And then the peace, love, and joy that was always seeking to flow into and then through you out into the world. You're a lighthouse. You are a source of love. You're not a black hole, you're a supernova. You're not here to get something from this world. You're here to give the gift that you are into this world and to receive as a function of your giving, being fully complete and paid off in the giving. So one of the things you can give you is mindfulness, precision and awareness, then equanimity, willingness to allow it to be there. Suffering is pain multiplied by resistance. So if you don't resist, it won't persist. If you receive and perceive the gift in your feeling, and there are gifts, there's so many gifts. Anger is authority and authorship returning. Fear is faith returning. Pain is enthusiasm returning. That's more on the emotional alchemy side of things. Emotional intelligence is just, I feel this and it's okay that I feel this. Even if I've got some resistance, can I let it be okay that I've got that resistance? Can I say I've got resistance to feeling and I love that? If I can do that, if I can give myself the choice of being fully with whatever's in me, then it can move and shift and change. We know this from Buddhist and Vipassana meditation. It can resolve of itself without even having more complicated emotional training or techniques or tools sicked on it, right? But if you want some of those more complicated stuff, let's go back to the breakthrough chair. The breakthrough chair is a spot where I sit there until stuff gets moved or it's done. I be with me and understand your emotional body might be at the age of 3, even though you've got an adult face and nervous system, right? It might need you to sit with it and feel through it. And I'm not saying stick your head up the ass of your inner child forever and sit on that breakthrough chair. I'm saying whenever you notice that you're experiencing something other than peace, love, and joy, you're carrying tension, tightness, density, go sit on the chair and make it a practice. Or your breakthrough cushion or your breakthrough porch, whatever it is, right? And for me, I've conditioned myself to the point where I have sometimes like subconsciously found myself sitting in the chair and I'm wondering, well, what am I feeling? Like, because it's such a habit, right? It's an autopilot now that I go there instead of running away from what's there, because most people don't touch and stay. They touch and run. Oh, I feel sad. Now I'm going to go eat Cheetos. Oh, I feel sad. Now I'm going to go watch TV. I feel sad. Now I'm going to go jerk off. Now I'm going to go have sex. Now I'm going to go get attention and significance from someone outside of me, codependently, in order to make me feel better about what I haven't felt fully in me. And, those are all coping mechanisms. I'm not judging coping. I'm saying we're not here to feel happy. We're here to feel fully. And we're not here to be happily ever after. We're here to be alive ever after, to quote Annie Lala, one of my teachers. So, you can request intuitive guidance in clearing your feelings. You can say, God, source, infinite intelligence, I request your support in guiding me to and through whatever's here for me, to restore me to be a stronger lighthouse of love for we. And I'm going fast because there's a lot of density to the sophistication and subtlety of dancing with emotional intelligence, fitness, and alchemy. And I have been working on this for years because I started as the overthinker, stuck in my head. I built a golden palace that was also a prison. I studied philosophy. So I read like 100 books per year for years. And I got really good at having my mind be this really beautiful space that was really attractive and intriguing and engaging and fulfilling and nourishing to the intellect, but not to the heart. Because here's the thing. If you're just in your head, you're dead. If you are in your heart, though, you are art. So the overthinker, one of the masks that the nervous system takes on in order to avoid pain, the overthinker, the intellectualizer, is the one who escapes to their mind to protect their heart from pain. And is like staying in my head is safer than being intimate with my feeling world, is the assumption of that particular part or mask. And I'm here to say you can feel your feelings and you can feel through. So there's the ideal self you're trying to project to the world. There's the real self that's in pain, that's hiding out, that's holding back, that's the body keeping the score, or the subconscious repeating the patterns in order to show you through the mirror of your life. You cannot shave the mustache off the mirror. We manifest our reality with our subconscious beliefs. Manifest does not mean to create, it means to make obvious what is already there. And yeah, I'm not saying I'm personally manifesting the war in Gaza or how Donald Trump is creating policy. I'm saying everything that it's in front of me, especially in relationships relevant to me, I'm creating and I'm responsible for. So it's showing me what to go to work on in me so that I can be more free. So, all of that said, if it shows up and it shows up repeatedly, it's a signal to me like a feather stroke, like a tap on the shoulder, like a nudge, like a shove. It gets louder over time as I avoid it. It appears without, though it is within. And if I am wanting to no longer face it by chance outside of me, let me face it by choice inside of me so I can stop the pattern, cease the noise on the signal that I am, and wake up to the love that I always was, to the relentless love that I'm always available on some level to perceive, receive, and express and exude, because you're not here to take from the people around you. You're here to receive love and perceive love in them once you've tuned to love in you. And this is merely a retuning process, the way you might tune your radio, right? So I sit there, and there are three main tools I use. One is Ho'oponopono. Whatever you judge, you're actually voting for and asking, demanding for more of. Whatever you judge inside you, you can't move. You can't let go of. And I put Ho'opono first and the release of judgment first, because if you are still in judgment, these other tools will work less well. So notice, who or what are you judging? And practice, I'm sorry for judging you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ho'opono is a beautiful practice, but you just close your eyes. You imagine the person you're judging, who you're really like fighting against. You're trying to attack and harm them, but you're really the one drinking the poison. You're the one holding on to the judgment. You're the one walking around in pain from something they did or didn't do. Or you're the one walking around with the pain of judging you for what you did or didn't do. The past is the past. I choose to see me brand new. Take that on for you. So I'm sorry for my judgment on you, or I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I forgive you. I choose to let you go. You are now free. It is your day. Today is your day of freedom. And I choose to let this go. And that might be hard. That might be difficult. Okay. That's why this is a practice, a path, and a process, not a single pristine moment where everything gets done and the battle gets won immediately and effortlessly. In German New Medicine, they talk about how the nervous system titrates or calibrates the dosage of the pain or our processing of whatever we've held on to, because it may be the case that some of the traumas we've stored in us, if we access the full emotional energy and weight and intensity of what is there, it might fry our nervous systems. So trust in the wisdom and intelligence of the body and the wisdom and the intelligence of the soul as you wake up into being more whole, perfect, and complete, because that is who you are once you allow yourself to delete the resistance to the pain and suffering inside of you. So there's a golden thread. I breathe, I touch, I stay, I feel, I love, and I heal. What I have found is I can simply bring my hand. So we're going to from less sophistication to more sophistication in terms of tools and techniques for emotional intelligence, fitness, and alchemy. The next step is to bring your physical hand, which emits light. There's what's called the Lao Gong point in Qigong. So it's emitting light or energy to the spot on you that's feeling pain. And imagine you are bringing love through that touch to that part of you. There's another thing called the vagus nerve reset, which is more specific touch. We'll get to in a little bit, but I breathe and I touch. So remember, we talked about touching and running. You're literally vocalizing your intention so that you can flow your attention in a direction towards your emotional body. Consciousness wakes up consciously. What we refuse to deal with by choice, we'll have to deal with by chance until man makes what is unconscious conscious. The outer world will rule our lives and we will call it fate. That was Carl Jung, right? So we keep manifesting this experience of this pattern and we try to fix the partner or fix the situation. No, deal with what's inside of you, and then you won't need to go through what you've been going through outside of you, because we're all one and everything's perfect and it's all part of you anyway. By this model, again, I don't know how to explain big major wars or political shifts. I mean, I didn't manifest all of international law or the color blue being different than the color red or all of the weather. Though I have heard of people manifesting shifts in weather. Well, we're not pushing too far, too hard into the woo. This is all based on lived experience and documentation and gathering of empirical, anecdotal, really evidence of me going from a place where I felt shitty to feeling much better and much more me through feeling through what was there for me. So I breathe, I touch, I stay, I feel, I love. You'll simply repeat this. I breathe as you're putting your focus of attention through your hand on whatever you're feeling, wherever you're feeling it. I touch, and you're literally touching it. I stay. So you're not running. You're staying with the version of you that had trouble feeling this part earlier. Breathe, I touch, I stay. I feel this fear, this anger. I feel my sadness. I feel my grief. I feel my heartbreak. Whatever it is, I feel my fill in the blank. I love. Love melts whatever we are stuck in and stuck with. Love is who we are. Love is flowing to us and through us all the time. It's just we've obscured it, we've blocked it, we've prevented it through our armoring, through our holding. Events and experiences, feelings are meant to pass through us, not get stuck in us. And then we're stuck with those things. And then we get heavier and our vision gets more and more constrained by less and less possibility available to us in our perception. So I breathe, I touch, I stay, I feel this thing, I heal. I love and I heal. And you could literally just sit with the feeling for 10, 20 minutes, just repeating that. Not like a mantra. I breathe, I touch, I stay. I breathe. I touch. See, you're intending each piece of the golden thread as you weave it in and through your emotional body and as it moves the energy of you. So this technique or the one before it could work magic wonders. Next, there's the vagus nerve reset. So you'll literally pet from just under your neck to the bottom of your belly. And you could still do the golden thread while you're doing this, or you could just do it by itself. And what I have found is it ignites a wealth of feeling and a return from, I always forget if it's parasympathetic or sympathetic is the one that's fucky versus the one that's clear, but it returns you to whichever one of those is clear, right? And enables you to be at ease. And as I do this, I may actually even find that I was carrying tension that I didn't realize, and I may start to yawn. I do it for 2 to 6 minutes. 6 minutes if you're really super committed, right? And yesterday, actually, I had 5.5 hours of sleep. I was under-resourced. I kept getting hit with things that made me feel anxious. And so I kept using manifesting an experience of anxiety through my world. And I was like, all right, well, I don't have a lot of time, so let me just be with me in this. Next, there's EFT tapping. So you can use the golden thread and I breathe, I touch, I stay, I feel, I love. You're inputting energy through acupressure meridian points and channels that literally kinetic energy is unblocking the parts of you where you've stored stuck emotion. You can also look at the specific meridian channels, and there's whole qigong practices you can do for removing or remediating for energy stuck in the body. I'm giving you the different points, right? Points that I do. I tend to, when I wake up, if I wake up wired in the middle of the night, I breathe, I touch, I stay, I feel, I love, right? Not that fast. I'll do it as slowly and as intentionally and attentively as I've just coached you to do for each of these points. And then I'll keep going through. So these points just under so here's the nipples. It's right here on the side of the nipples. And I'll sometimes, like when I first started doing EFT tapping, I would do it until I would get high. I would do each spot for like 7 minutes. And if you do it with that much attention, it's going to take an hour, but you will be high afterwards. Some people, they do it and they're like, I don't feel anything. Well, it's okay. It's because maybe you're in your overthinker. So next down here, and then here, so on the wrist, and then on the tip of the thumb, on the tip of the pointer finger, on the tip of the middle finger, on the other side of the ring finger, the top of the pinky, the karate chop point, And then you do on the other side. And then you can cycle through and repeat that a couple times. I mean, this is classic old school OG emotional intelligence and fitness technology. There is breathing deeply in and then breathing out as though through a straw, slowly, mindfully. There is the 9 breath um, that you can do by Jeff Primack. I think there's a video on YouTube. Um, there is the mind body alignment by Kai Von Bodhi. So now I'm just naming techniques. I'm surprised I've got all this gracious plenitude of time left. We went through so much. Some things may feel intractable. This is important. You may throw all the above tools at them. Actually, there are 2 more tools. Sorry. I gave you Ho'oponopono, then there's release resistance, then there's paradigm therapy. Release resistance. So you'll want to come back to this video slowly and write it down. Just get the awareness expansion now. Anytime we have something that we're resisting, it's like a knot that we tied in our emotional body or our subconscious mind or our energetic field. We can literally untie that knot through taking command of our emotional body and our energetic field. And the subconscious mind responds to rhythm, repetition, deep feeling, and intention. So if you're doing a release resistance process, you'll close your eyes, you'll take a deep breath in, you'll let it all go, and you'll repeat after me. I have the power of a made-up mind and a made-up heart. Nothing in this universe can stop the power of a made-up mind and a made-up heart working together. And you'll keep your eyes closed as you do this because you're going internal. And you'll say, I clear my resistance of, and it could be anything, my resistance of how my partner's showing up, my resistance of my pain or my fear, my resistance of being broke, my resistance of being disrespected. The real trick and why a coach is useful is helping you identify what specifically are you resisting that you need to untie the knots around. And then you'll say, I release my resistance to X, whatever it is. And you'll repeat that 4 times. Again, the subconscious responds to rhythm, repetition, and deep feeling. I clear my fear of X 4 times. I clear my hate of X 4 times. I clear my terror of X 4 times. I clear my need and desire for this to be different. So we can actually, and this is studied in existential kink, we can resist, sorry, that's a different thing. We can desire something. It's the law of reversed effort. So we're putting effort into fixing the thing. That desire can actually become resistance, craving, and attachment. So I clear my need and desire to be respected. I clear my need and desire for this person to show up in my life in the way that I want. I clear my need and desire to be happy. I clear my need and desire to not have fear. There are many different varieties of this. And then you repeat that 4 times. And then we get to the existential kink part. Sometimes having is evidence of wanting. As Carolyn Elliott shows us in her book, Existential Kink, we may say we don't want abuse in relationship. I release my resistance of being abused. Well, what I found when I was leading a woman through this process was she had released all the other varieties of emotion, but she didn't release her desire to be sexually abused. So she kept manifesting an experience of sexual abuse because there was a certain measure of, he's really attracted to me. He's like overcome by desire. In the art of seduction, we see the rake is one of the profiles of the seducer. He cannot contain his desire. He's so lit afire by the woman in front of him, right? So some women on a subconscious level, they desire that. And I'm not saying their desire is entirely responsible for the rape. I'm saying it's partially sometimes in this particular case. And then globally, for us as psychological beings, we're manifesting what we claim, consciously, verbally even, to not want. So I clear my desire to be disrespected. I clear my desire for them to show up abusive. I clear my desire to be broke or whatever. You do that 4 times. And then the standard ending to the release resistance process is, I accept that everything is perfect and always has been. I accept that everything is perfect and always has been. I accept that everything is perfect and always has been, or I am perfect and I always have been, which is resetting you to your natural state of non-resistance and receiving and allowing and perceiving the love and perfection of whatever it is that you've been dealing with. right? So that tool, the release resistance process, oh, and then you end with, and so be it, and so it is. So I have the power of a made up mind. Nothing in this universe can stop the power of a made up mind and a made up heart working together. You're reclaiming your emotion, your authority over your emotional body, and you're choosing to clear the resistance, the fear, the hate, the need, the terror, which is deeper than fear. It's like, the need and the desire. I clear my terror 4 times. If I didn't say that earlier, that's a revision and an update to the script. I clear my need and desire 4 times. I clear my desire, my actual just desire to have the thing that I say that I don't want. I accept that everything is perfect and always has been. And so be it, and so it is. So now you've got my most powerful tool that I've used as a coach for probably 6 years now. And it's been amazing. It's been incredible. The results that it's produced for me. It's my main tool. It's my main sophisticated tool. And yeah, there's an art and there's a science. The art is knowing what to aim at, what words to put in. I often invite source, God, infinite intelligence to guide me in the art of that thing. And then I'm saying things that I don't even know. And sometimes you can use the tool as a focused, sustained assault, so to speak. It's really an untying or a releasing on, I clear my resistance to being disrespected, my fear of being disrespected. At the advanced level, you can clear multiple things with one process. I clear my resistance to being disrespected. I clear my resistance to having her in my life. I clear my resistance to being attacked. I clear my resistance to being broke. You can do all of those and weave them through the use of the tool. I don't recommend that for first-time users. Come to one of my masterminds, ask me to support you, and I can guide you in beginning to practice this with yourself. So the last 2 or 3 things that I would use are paradigm therapy. Paradigm therapy, I'm going to bookmark. It involves you seeing, you really need to do it with a facilitator. And if you want help with that, comment help below, and I'm happy to lead you through this process. But it basically, because memory is a collage, and it shifts anytime we reactivate it, involves you going back to the core kernel of the memory that has caused the pattern and has sort of provided glue for the belief that is disempowering you. And then you feel fully through that feeling, those feelings that you've repressed. You accept them, you go back into the sensory experience of the memory, and then you invite someone in who you absolutely trust no matter what to tell you the truth about who you are. Because you took on this belief back then, you're not good enough, you're not capable, you're not perfect, you don't belong, whatever it is. And you get them to tell you the truth. That immediately converts and recasts the story that contained the emotional energy of that memory in your body. And now you can proceed to focus on a different reality. And then you take one action from this new belief, this new perception, this new experience. Again, this is something that you want to see to experience, and that you'll want to get practice with a practitioner. Paradigm therapy is a little bit more sophisticated, but it's up there and it's available to you should you use or desire to use it. The more we feel, the more we heal, the more we rise. In David Hawkins's emotional scale of consciousness, right, which you can look up online, and you can see the different vibrational frequencies of different emotions. Shame is lower than fear, is lower than desire, is lower than love, is lower than enlightenment. And so we're rising. And as we rise, we feel even better. We thrive even more. Some things, last 3 things for me to say, seem intractable. You may throw all these tools at them and they're just like, it's tight, it's tense. I'm having trouble letting go of this thing. It's intense for me. Sometimes you can degauss the screen without having to debug the code. And what that means is, on old school cathode ray TVs, you'd press a button and it would reset all the pixels, or it wasn't pixels back then. It was like, I guess it was pixels. All the different little dots that would make the colors, that would make the images that you would see on your TV shows or movies, right? And as that happens, it would wipe the slate clean, like an Etch-a-Sketch. This is dating me, but Etch-a-Sketch, you would make little images and then you would shake it, and then the thing would dissipate, and then you'd have a clean slate. You don't have to fix or heal or deal with everything that's in there in order to have a good state that makes you available for coming from love, acting from love, acting from compassion, empathy, sensitivity, and kindness. For me, on my emotional journey, I've had many times when I just wanted to be coming from love, and my body was in such a dysregulated, intense reaction. And I was like, well, what do? I've done vagus nerve. Well, vagus nerve reset is actually really effective and really quick. So it's helped me a lot recently as I've adopted it. But I've done this EFT, I've done this golden thread, I've done this release resistance. It doesn't seem to work because some things are like that. So then what I do is I watch, it's called the Thai life insurance commercial. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. And I'm going to give myself another 5 minutes on this because, I really wanted to do it in an efficient span of time, but we did it. We did better than I could have imagined, in fact. So there's one Thai life insurance video, and I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but for the past like 3 or 4 years, I watch it, and there's always a moment where I feel me fully. I feel my feelings, and I cry. And I'm not going to show you that what that is yet, because you need to experience it for yourself. It's powerful. But there are other Thai life insurance commercials. The one with the deaf dumb dad. The other one with, let's see, um, what can I recommend? Some of these are not as good as others, but tearjerker commercials. Oh yeah, yeah, this one, the one about giving. Yeah, that one's good. Giving is the best communication. So good. And what these do is they will reset you. They will debug the code, excuse me, gauss the screen, even if they don't debug the code. See, most of those tools that I just gave you were um, to get you into a state of love. They might not all or always prevent the weed from popping back up. They cut the weed off. A lot of them do. The release resistance could feasibly for you eliminate and completely remove and remediate for some belief you've been carrying around or some point of resistance that's caused you to experience a pattern of pain through your partnerships or through your life that you've been manifesting, right? Mm. Powered by plants today, by the way. So any of those videos, or you can find heart opening moments in TV shows, movies, and watch those. I used to watch the end of Star Trek II, where Spock dies, and Kirk's just at the window looking at Spock dying, and you can feel the heartbreak on William Shatner's face. Partially, I imagine, because he was going to have to say goodbye to his friend Leonard Nimoy, who was no longer going to be, working as part of the troop, the crew of the Enterprise. And so my heart opens and I feel me fully. These are ways in, especially for the overthinker who, your lines of communication might be thin starting off. So you're rebuilding pathways of penetrating into your feeling world. Your inner feminine might have felt unsafe to feel. I am safe to feel is your new way to play, and a thing to say that will make your day more available to play with your feeling world. The last thing that I found, maybe the most important one, and it only works if you're willing to entertain the possibility that there's a perspective beyond the picture that you're inside. You can't see the picture while you're inside of it. And if you've ever had an experience of intuition or guidance or miraculous synchronicity or serendipity, with me affirm, I am willing to receive infinite intelligence's support. I'm willing to get God's help. God's got me in feeling me. So instead of you being on your own and alone trying to deal with what's going on inside of you, you could instead say, God, I'm willing to receive your love. Help me to perceive your love. Help me to be touched from above and from within. And prayer enables us to access God's frame on what is. And there have been times when I've been in desperation about not being able to shift what I'm feeling and feeling trapped in my feelings or feeling overwhelmed by my feelings, agitated by my feelings. And I simply say, God, help me with this. And I enter into a space of surrender and sort of desperation, exasperation, but willingness. And willingness is actually high on the scale of emotions that David Hawkins talks to us about. And as we step into that, what arises for us is an opportunity to be felt by our higher self, by God, by infinite intelligence. And that feeling, that healing pours in and our feelings pour out. And then we calm, we release, we revive, we rejuvenate. And it's like it's like that desperation activates a surrender and willingness that enables our feelings to move in the light of a being bigger, stronger, smarter, better than us at dealing with what's there for us and what's here for us in life. So that is it. That is how to gain emotional intelligence, fitness, and alchemy as a skill through tools with practices. I love you. God bless you. Thanks for listening. If you want more help, reach out, DM, or get into prayer. Love y'all. Have a beautiful day, life, peace, and love.